So many questions. So many questions. What if the race is over? What if there's nothing to chase, nothing to prove, nothing to win? What if? What do I do if I'm not chasing anything? What do I do if I've got everything that I need? Where do I go if I'm right where I'm supposed to be? What do I say if it's all perfect anyway? What do I say if I'm not here to change anyone? How do I live if my life is eternity? How do I live if I'm no longer afraid to die? These questions in Daniel Naaman's song that I just sang, I ask these questions, right? I think we all do at some point. So why do we ask these questions? Here at Unity, we learn and we say that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, right? All the time. So what is this human experience? We talk about being the spiritual beings. What is this human experience that we're having? The human experience means living life in a physical body with thoughts, emotions, challenges, while remembering our true nature is spiritual. It's the journey of expressing our divine essence in everyday life. Everyday life and everyday life. So why does life feel like a race, right? It's also often been called the rat race, living the rat race. We're climbing the corporate ladder. Life is a battle. Life is a battlefield. Oh, sorry. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Or when I was younger, I thought people were saying it's a dog-eat-dog world. I kind of like a dog-eat-dog world. But a dog-eat-dog world. And may the best man win. How patriarchal is that? So if life isn't a race, why does it feel like one? Why are there so many metaphors about it? Well, all we have to do is look around everywhere. Reality TV. We have The Voice, competition. America's Got Talent, competition. Sports. I don't know what high voice today. Sports. There we go. But you have sports from professional sports to college sports to high school sports, Little League. And then even beyond that, marching band is a competition. Show choir is a competition. Miss America, competition. Mr. Universe, competition. Practically everything is a competition. This message is being put out there that you must be better than everyone else to be successful, right? You have to be the smartest, the strongest, the fastest, the richest, the best looking. Some equate being the best with success. So the past few weeks, on Monday evenings, we've been reading the book Unity and World Religions by Reverend John Paul Roach. And this past Monday, we were talking about unity and Buddhism. And there was this quote from Buddhism in the book that stuck out to me. The great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences. When love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. Make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart. If you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinions for or against anything. To set up what you like against what you dislike is the disease of the mind. The moment we divide life into winning and losing, good and bad, worthy, unworthy, successful and failure, the race begins. When the deep meaning of things is not understood, the mind's essential peace is disturbed to no avail. Do not search for the truth, only cease to cherish opinions. This is what unity would call divine order. It's not passive resignation to what's going on. It's not pretending that suffering does not exist, but recognizing that peace begins when we stop fighting life internally. So I asked a whole bunch of questions earlier. I'm going to go through those again, reframing them just a little bit. So what do I do if I'm not chasing anything? We use the law of attraction. I stop striving and start aligning, attracting what I am, not pursuing or reaching out for. If you're always chasing after something, you're always chasing after something. You're not going to catch it. That carrot is going to stay right here. Okay? So stop chasing, start attracting, aligning, attracting. What do I do if I've got everything that I need? Jesus taught us, consider the lilies of the field, right? They're given everything. Prosperity consciousness. I trust the abundance that is already present. I rest in enoughness. I like that. Rest in enoughness. Where do I go if I'm right where I'm supposed to be? It's divine order. I'm in the right place at the right time. We just sang that. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And when you accept that you're in the right place at the right time and stop fighting it, then you can bloom where you're at. You're not waiting for the perfect soil to be in, that perfect place. Bloom where you are. Where do I go if wherever I am home? Jesus taught us the kingdom of heaven is here. It's within you. Home is not a location. Home is a consciousness. You can be at home anywhere. What do I say if it's all perfect anyway? Unity principle number 2 says human beings are innately good because they are connected to and an expression of the Spirit. So we're a part of the divine. So what we do is good. What we do is perfect. But what if it's not looking like it's perfect? That's hard to think that it's perfect. Trust the unfolding. Even the mess may be a part of the masterpiece. What do I say if I'm not here to change anyone? Be the change, right? Be the change you wish to see in the world. Transformation begins with presence, not persuasion. If you want things to change, you can't force it to. You can't persuade it to, but you can change it possibly by changing your own thought. Maybe we're not here to defeat one another. Maybe we're here to awaken together. Again, from Buddhism and other traditions teach that we do not awaken alone. So we have Buddha, the awakening, Dharma, the truth and the teaching, and Sangha, which is the spiritual community. In unity, we speak of spirit, mind, and body, right? Spirit, our divine nature, mind, consciousness, and understanding, body, the living truth in the world. So we do, but we also have a Sangha. We have a Sangha here. We have a community that we live in, that we express our spirituality with these like-minded people. But we also don't do that alone. We do that out in the world as well. So maybe life is not a competition after all. Maybe it's simply cooperation. Maybe the point is not to beat one another, but to belong with one another. Competition asks, how do I win? Love asks, how do we heal? The race asks, who finished first? Awakening asks, who did you help along the way? In Buddha's enlightening, once he was enlightened, people tried to unenlighten him. There's the story where people were shooting arrows at him. Before the arrows could reach it to him, they turned to flowers. Well, see, these were arrows, and we shoot these arrows. People shoot these arrows at us. These are arrows of judgment, outrage, blame, comparison, and division. Social media rewards those arrows. Politics rewards those arrows. Religion sometimes rewards those arrows. But spiritual awakening, what we do here, asks something different. What if we stopped throwing arrows? What if we just turned those arrows into flowers? What if instead of reacting with hate, we responded with presence? Instead of needing to win, we sought understanding. Instead of hardening ourselves, we softened. Tomorrow night, in our Monday night book study class, we'll be talking about Taoism. And here is a quote from Lao Tzu from the Tao Te Ching. We are born gentle and weak. At death, we are hard and stiff. Green plants are tender and filled with sap. When they die, they are withered and dry. Thus it is said, the stiff and unbending are the disciples of death. The gentle and the yielding are the disciples of life. Flowers do not fight for their right to bloom. They simply bloom. And isn't that what we want to do? We just want to bloom. This is what everyone wants to do. Our brown, black, yellow, red friends want to bloom. They don't want to fight for their existence. Our rainbow people just want to bloom. They don't want to have to fight for their existence. This month we've talked a little bit about the power of power, or the power of dominion. And this is not domination over others. This is our mastery over fear and reaction. So when our power of dominion is misused and is being used to dominate others, there's a race. When our power of power is used to master ourselves, to master our fear, there is no race. Our destiny is, this is a quote by Thomas S. Monson, our destiny is determined by our own decisions and our willingness to act upon them. Accomplishment comes only through decision followed by positive action. So let's not confuse success. confuse success with accomplishment. There's a difference. Recovering from an addiction is an accomplishment. It is a huge, wonderful accomplishment. Staying sober is success. Spiritual awakening is an accomplishment. Staying awake is success. There's a wonderful Buddhist saying, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. You see, once you've awakened spiritually, stay awake as you go back out into the world to do the things. Just remember, washing dishes, you can stay awake. You can stay awake while ironing. You can stay awake while mowing the lawn. You can stay awake at work, at your job. Now, sometimes we come here on Sunday and we think, gosh, I've heard this lesson before. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Yes, God is within me. I'm a child of God. I'm worthy. It's like, I've learned these. The race is over. Now what? Get to it. We live these lessons. We go out these doors. We live these lessons. We share these lessons. We become successful in living our spirit-led lives. In 12-step groups, once you become sober, once you make it through that 12th step, you're not done. You don't stop. You help somebody else. You become a mentor. You keep going. So as I mentioned before, we have our power of power, the power of dominion. And dominion is supreme authority or sovereignty. As a perfect child of God, we are born to complete dominion, not domination. Dominion is inner consciousness attained through mind discipline and spiritual practice. So when you want to change the world, you change your mind. You change the way you look at it. You change the way you think. And perhaps when we do that, then we start to understand and we can see the masterpiece beyond the mess. Some say the world is broken. The system is broken, and there's nothing that can be done. Or you can say, you know what? I prayed to God. Done. Throw your hands up. Done. God, do it. Yes, we release things to God, but that does not mean just throwing our hands in the air, right? We give it to God, and then we take the steps. We take the steps toward change. I'm going to use a stool here, a demonstration. So, things in the world exist. There's love, there's fear, there's hate, there's peace, okay? So on one side of this chair, let's say this is love and peace, this is hate and fear, right? And right now, it's balanced. But just the tiniest little bit can shift it one way or the other. So if we start to listen to the hate and the fear, the stool is going to fall this way, and we're going to be stuck in fear. Okay? Same goes the other way. If we focus in on the love and the peace, we can tip that balance over toward love and peace to where we're grounded in love and peace, right? So I invite us to be the breeze that can push that over towards love. In these times where things seem to be hopeless, help the balance by being the hope, by being the change, by shining your light. Our world is massive. It is huge. News in the media is overwhelming. Division is loud. Fear is loud. I know it's hard. I get caught up in all of it. I get caught up in the what ifs. The ugly is so big right now, and it's scary. Many times in my life, segments of the poem Desiderata show up. And I share parts of this with you all the time. And right now, there's this little bit of wisdom from Desiderata that is in my head, which is whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. That's the hard part, as it should. Not the way I think it should, but as it actually should. And it's hard to see that. Divine order may not look great right now. The world seems bleak. But perhaps our calling is not to become warriors, but perhaps our calling is to be gardeners. Plant peace, grow compassion, turn arrows into flowers. When we feel the wind pushing us away from our spirituality, we need to center and remind ourselves of our truth.